from your face.
It's too what? It's this. What? This is not far. This is close, Tom.
Hold on.
He's doing something. I had the whole thing planned. As you can tell, we did not mic check.
No, we did not.
We did not. Because this is a professional production. And obviously, mic check is a professional production.
Use this mic.
Okay. I'll be right back. Hey everyone. How's that sound?
Wow, that's real clear.
Real clear? Okay. I don't know. I'm going to throw you this one. Or should I just put it on the ground? I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to restart that. Hello, everyone! Welcome back to another edition of Fast Facts Live. I am your host, your quiz master of ceremonies, Dan O'Keefe, and joining me, as always, is the man who says that I'm too quiet all the time, Tom Hillmeyer. How are you, Tom?
I'm alright. I think we have one mic, so this is going to be fun.
There's always some technical issue that happens. This time it just showed up immediately, which I guess is good.
Well, what's funny is we have two mics. I love how you're holding the mic out for me.
And how did that make you feel?
I don't know. But I love how this is another problem that we have that we've never had before and have no reason why it's happening.
Yeah, every week is a brand new problem. Speaking of a brand new problem, we're also joined by Charty, our scorekeeper, who is currently playing Animal Crossing. So, if the scores get really messed up, you know why. And before we begin, one quick thing. Do you know that a serving size of Ritz crackers is 5 crackers? It's five crackers,
That's not enough crackers.
right? Do you know who only eats 5 crackers? Psychopaths. Before this, I ate 5 Ritz crackers. Let's get into the rules, everybody. To quote Fairly Odd Parents, the rules. 5 rounds, 5 questions each. You have 30 seconds to answer each question, except we have one special round that we'll tell you about when we get to it. I forget the order that we give the rules in, but anyways.
Double or nothing.
Double or nothing! If you think you did real well on a category, got everything right, say double or nothing for that category, and guess what? You might get double the points. But if you get even one question wrong, zip, zilch, nada, 0. We also have a Hail Mary question at the end. That's worth half of your total score. So if you have 12 points, you get it right. You have 18 points. 12 points, you get it wrong. Still have 12 points. Fun way to just keep things fresh, keep things fun, keep things funky.
Remind them to send all their answers in at once.
Send all your answers in at once. I was just reminded to tell you.
At the end of the game.
At the end of each round. That way Charty isn't inundated with answers, and that way maybe if an answer comes to you through the course of the round, you can fill it in then. And we're going to do a reading of the team names now,
Oh boy.
because we actually have the iPad right here.
Hold on.
Oh,
This mic it's on.
it's on.
It's just very quiet. Good for me.
Thank you for listening to NPR.
That one is so much more sensitive. So your
It's
normal
okay.
your normal distance
okay.
wrong is
Yeah.
fine.
This is a normal distance to hold a microphone at.
Okay.
Not with this finger grip like
Yeah.
a weird alien frog thing, but it's a normal length
Well,
away.
hold on. Now this mic is working.
Okay, well.
I didn't change anything.
Anyways, we're going to do a team name reading now. So in no particular order, except that it's in alphabetical order. We have Charty's Lovers. Corey Hart is my favorite brewer of all time, ... Psych! Doug. Drywaller Danny has 4 kids and is a good dad. Gampops. Okay, Go. Quiz Cats. The Slovenian national surf team. Supersize Me the video game. The Right Winks. Tom's biggest fan. And Triple Axel. Thank you to everybody. Hopefully you all heard your team names
I
there.
wonder who's my biggest fan.
I do too. I can't think of anyone.
Neither can I.
Anyway, let's just get into it. Let's get going. Are you guys ready? I'm ready.
I forget what the first category is. So
I
can
don't.
Can you bring it on?
The first
I know what it
category-
is. Now I know what it is.
I think that whoa, the keyboard just did it die? I think the keyboard.
No, it's got.
Ah, sorry. As you can tell, This is our best show yet.
This was just silly things.
Yes. Speaking of silly things, let's get musical. This category is entirely about musicals. Like High School Musical, the Spring Musicale. First question. What smash hit historical musical is premiering on Disney Plus on July 3rd? You have 30 seconds. Give it your best shot. Update on the cracker front. You get 22 crackers in a serving of Cheez-Its. So I know where my allegiances lie. Question number 2. Yul Brynner gained fame and 2 Tony Awards playing King Mongkut in what Rodgers and Hammerstein show? 30 seconds. I love the name Yule. Brings me feelings of tidings and cheer, of Yuletide joy, because it's Christmas. Question 3. American Idiot is a rock musical based on the album of the same name by which punk rock band? I just dropped my phone because the timer hit 0 and I was reading Twitter. Question 4. What 1927 movie starring Al Jolson was not only the first talkie, or if you're to read it in an old-time newsman voice, was not only the first talkie, but also the first musical on film? You have 30 seconds, chaperoos. And the 5th and final question in this category. What late 60s musical featuring a controversial nude scene is set during the Age of Aquarius? Or, if you're Sally Brown in One Peanut Strip, the Age of Aquariums? You have 30 seconds. And that is the end of round 1, Musicals. Send in your answers to Charty. If you think you did real well, you can do double or nothing, but you only get 1 during the game, so you might want to hold it, you might not. And to explain my Sally Brown joke, in One Peanut Strip from the late 60s, Sally buys a fish, and Charlie Brown is like, "Why did you buy a fish?" And she's like, "Didn't you hear, brother? It's the Age of Aquariums."
Ha!
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can buy my merch online at Macy's.com. Moving on to round 2, natural disasters. What the beginning of this show was Yeah, that was a man-made disaster. That was fracking. What's not working? Okay. I don't know. You missed my fracking joke. Anyways. Fracking. Question number 1. The deadliest blizzard on record occurred in which Middle Eastern country that contains 11 of the world's 13 climates? They just need to get 2 more and then they have the full set. 30 seconds. For those of you wondering if you did very well in the last category, Charty just informed me that. So I don't know what that means. Anyways, question number 2. The largest tsunami on record occurred in Alaska in 1958. Was the wave higher or lower than 1,000 feet tall? Mallory's going to have a field day with that clip of me calling. Anyways, you have 30 seconds. Question number 3. Which volcano's eruption on May 18th, 1980 was the most disastrous in United States history? Question number 4. Which state in Tornado Alley, not related to Kirstie Alley, sees the highest number of strong tornadoes per unit area? Tom just covered his face when I said that. You have 30 seconds. And question number 5. The deadliest natural disaster occurred in China in July of 1931. What type of natural disaster occurred? You have 30 seconds. And that is the end of round 2. I was just watching myself on Twitter because we're on like a, 45-second delay or something? Yeah, 30 seconds, whatever. I look just so physically large. It's because this shirt is really big. This shirt is from my grandpa. It was too big on him, so he gave it to me, and it's too big on me. But it's a fun shirt. It has bamboo buttons. That's fun. Yeah. Okay. How does that make you feel, Tom? What do you know?
I'm not a smart
We'll be back in a little bit with the answers to rounds 1 and 2, rounds 3, 4, and 5, and some more fun here on Fast Facts Live. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Fast Facts Live, everyone. Hope you had a good break. Hope you had time to go to the concession stand, use the little astronaut's room, whatever you do. If any of you are playing in Texas right now, I just want to inform you that Vanilla Ice is planning to perform for thousands in Texas. And he said, "We didn't have coronavirus in the 1990s," is a direct quote from him. I guess technically he's right. They didn't?
I guess so.
Well, we have it now.
The mic's still not working, so I'm just going to yell.
Okay. Speak your truth.
Truth.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, your first mistake would be going to a Vanilla Ice concert in 2020. Your second mistake would be going to a Vanilla Ice concert in the tire fire that is 2020. So if you're in Texas, don't do that.
We're going to turn the ads on.
Yeah, we have ads. Yeah, anyway, we're going to go through the answers for rounds 1 and 2. Answers for Let's Get Musical. What smash hit historical musical is premiering on Disney Plus on July 3rd? Hamilton, minus the F words. So, that sucks. Thank you. That was so creative.
Hold on, they're censoring it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's...
because it needs to be PG-13, because that's what Disney Plus's rules are.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. Anyways, question number 2. Yul Brynner gained fame and 2 Tony Awards playing King Mongkut in what Rodgers and Hammerstein show? King, the King and I. Question number 3. American Idiot is a rock musical based on the album of the same name by which punk rock band? That is Green Day. I can't wait for the sequel musical, Dookie. Question number 4. What 1927 musical, starring Al Jolson, was not only the first talkie, but also the first musical on film? The Jazz Singer. And question number 5. What late 60s musical featuring a controversial nude scene is set during the age of aquariums? That is Hair. I can blame my hair on my hat and not on my hair. Anyways, question number 2. Round number 2, disasters. The deadliest blizzard on record occurred in which Middle Eastern country that contains 11 of the world's 13 climates? Surprisingly, it's Iran. It's a lot of climates. Question number 2. The largest tsunami on record occurred in Alaska in 1958. Was the wave higher or lower than 1,000 feet tall? Obviously, the answer is higher. It reached 1,720 feet. That's more than a mile, isn't it?
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Yikes. Question number 3. Which volcano's eruption on May 18th, 1980 was the most disastrous in U.S. history? It is Mount St. Helens. I asked Tom, can you name any other volcanic eruption in U.S. history? And he said, Yellowstone. And I was like, that wasn't the U.S. It was before the U.S. That was whatever it was called then. Question number 4. Which state in Tornado Alley sees the highest number of strong tornadoes per unit area? We had to put above EF1 because without this, the answer would be Florida. But the answer is Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains at an alarmingly fast rate, spinning and causing lots of damage. And question number 5. The deadliest natural disaster occurred in China in July of 1931. What type of natural disaster was it? It was a flood. And before we move on to round 3, I'm going to give a plug. If you like movies and you want to listen to a movie podcast, you have a lot of options out there. In fact, probably too many. Why would anybody create another movie podcast at this time, in this climate, where we are today? Well, that's a question that I can't answer why, but I can say that we did it. Myself and my friend Anna Otto have a podcast. It's called In Conclusion. We delve into a different movie each week. We have a new episode going up tomorrow about Back to the Future Part 2. We did the first 3 Jurassic Park movies, and after we finished the Back to the Future series, we got a fun new series, maybe with a little Disney twist going on. I don't know. Also, if you're hiring, hire Mallory Winkler. She's looking for a job.
I love how not only did we add ads to the bottom of the ticker, I don't know if anyone can hear me. I love how we added ads to the bottom of the ticker, but now we're spending airtime talking about them.
This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Let's move on to round 3, and this round is the movie game. And this round is the special round I was talking about. Here's how it works. It's a little different, so we have an example. The patriarch of an Italian New York crime family learns his daughter is getting married and is hesitant to give her away. What movie is this? Your answer would be The Godfather of the Bride, because the patriarch of an Italian crime family, the Godfather, hesitant to give her away, father of the bride, combine the two, Godfather of the Bride. It's like the before and after category on Jeopardy, but exclusively with movies. So you have 60 seconds for each of these questions. You still send them all in at the end of the round. Yeah, good luck. Question number 1. Daniel Craig's final James Bond film has 007 teaming up with John McClane to stop terrorist Hans Gruber at Nakatomi Plaza. My heart wants to say you have 30 seconds, but you have 60 seconds. Moving on to question number 2. Hopefully you got the hang of this now and you are just rocking and ready to go. Question number 2. Nope. There we go. I hit it once. A superhero team that includes a Human Torch, the Human Torch, and an Invisible Woman attend a number of matrimony ceremonies and one not so joyful occasion. Moving on to number 3. After his uncle kills his father and the Pride lands are sent into disarray, the monarch must overcome his speech impediment and address the nation. Moving on to question number 4. Captain Willard must travel into the jungles of Vietnam to confront Colonel Kurtz, who leads a group of magicians that steal from the wealthy and give to their audiences. I don't know why I read it like this. I'm not going to read this next one in the same announcer voice. I lied! In World War I, 2 soldiers must go across enemy lines to deliver a message warning Zac Efron about jumping into a time vortex and becoming younger. What's the movies? You have 60 seconds. Go ahead. Do it. And we're back. No, that's done. That man is over. And that round is over. Hope you had fun. Let's move on to round 4. Equally as fun, newspapers. The way we used to get the news, unlike now, where we don't get the news. Question number 1. The Gray Lady is the nickname for what widely circulated daily paper? You have back to regular 30 seconds. Question number 2. The Chicago Tribune is published as a broadsheet. Its competitor, the Chicago Sun-Times, is published in what format? Often associated with celebrity and trashy news. 30 seconds. If you hear that shrill shrieking noise in the background, Charty has awoken from their blood nap. What's a blood nap? I don't know, but Charty has one every show. Anyways, question number 3. What businessman was known for pushing yellow journalism and also had a granddaughter named Patty who was kidnapped by the Symbionese Liberation Army? Who was the man, the yellow journalism man? You have 30 seconds. Aha! Question number 4. What formerly Foxy, Fox in quotes, company owns and publishes the Wall Street Journal, the Times, and the Sun? Bada bing, bada boom, Mr. Worldwide when I step in the room. I've already used that to come back to one question before. Anyways, question number 5. What newspaper has won the most Pulitzer Prizes in history at 130, which is 131 more than I have won? I've lost. I've won negative. I had to give one away. Just answer the question. Oh, hey, sorry. I was busy
That was my bad.
not paying
Now
attention.
the mic is working.
Oh, would you look at that? Isn't life kooky? Anyways, that's the end of our newspaper round. Please send in your answers to Charty. If you think you did really well, double or nothing if you haven't done it already, because I'm not sure you're going to want to do it on our grab bag, toss-up, whatever we call it, round. Just as a suggestion for you.
Should go to a break.
We should go to a break. We'll be back in a little bit. We'll give you a score update. We'll show you the answers for the last 2 rounds, and we'll have round 5 and our Hail Mary question. So go long, but not too long, because we'll be right back. Welcome back to I don't know what I was doing. Welcome back to Fast Facts Live. Hope you enjoyed that break. Let's go over the answers for round 3, the movie game. This is going to be some fun answers. Daniel Craig's final James Bond film has 007 teaming up with John McClane to stop terrorist Hans Gruber in Nakatomi Plaza. What movie is this? It is, of course, No Time to Die Hard. It looks like Bruce Willis is terrified of Daniel Craig on this poster. And I love it. Anyways, number 2, a superhero team that includes a Human Torch and an Invisible Woman attend a number of matrimony ceremonies and one not-so-joyful occasion. That is, of course, Fantastic Four Weddings and a Funeral. Really paints a different picture about both. Number 3, after his uncle kills his father and the Pride Lands are sent into disarray, the opposite of array, the monarch must overcome his speech impediment and address the nation. Of course, this is the Lion King's speech, which we all know won Best Picture over The Social Network, which was a mashup of The Social Network and Network. Question number 4. Captain Willard must travel into the jungles of Vietnam to confront Colonel Kurtz, who leads a group of magicians that steal from the wealthy and give to their audiences. Apocalypse, Now You See Me. I've seen neither of these. Number 5. In World War I, 2 soldiers must go across enemy lines to deliver a message warning Zac Efron about jumping into a time vortex and becoming younger. That is 1917 again, and I do have an issue with this question, this prompt. Zac Efron doesn't jump into it. I think it's whoever plays older Zac Efron does. Matthew Perry. It's Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry jumps into the time vortex.
Yeah, but nobody remembers that Matthew Perry is in that movie.
That's true. If we had said Matthew Perry jumps into a time vortex, you wouldn't have gotten it. Anyways, we're going to give you a brief score update. We're just going to give you the top 5 teams without revealing your scores. But the teams that are in the top 5, I'm not going to give it in order, just to make it more fun, more kooky, even though, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you might be able to see who's in order. Anyways, the top 5 teams are Doug. Drywaller Danny has 4 kids and is a good dad. The Slovenian national surf team. The Right Winks. And Quiz Cats, with Super Size Me, the video game, right on the outside. So it's really anybody's game right now. Anyone can win. That's why they call it a horse race. Let's move on to the next round. The last round, I didn't give the answers for newspapers. Let's run through this quick. The Gray Lady is the New York Times. The Chicago Sun-Times is a tabloid. Patty Hearst was kidnapped, and her grandfather was William Randolph Hearst. Try saying William Randolph Hearst 10 times fast. You'll look like an idiot. What formerly Foxy company owns all these? That is News Corporation, owned by Rupert Murdoch. But if you just sent in Rupert Murdoch, we did not give you the score. And which newspaper has won the most Pulitzer Prizes? Again, it's the New York Times, not the Washington Post. Anyways, now let's move on to round 5, toss-up, everybody's favorite category, according to our market research. Our crackpot? Is that what it is? Crackpot? Crackshot? Our Crackerjack research team. Question 1, what's a group of pandas called? You have 30 seconds. After the Hail Mary question, please send in to Charty whether or not you would like access to the posters that we used in the answers for the last round, because I've heard a rumor that some of you might want that. So after we're done with the whole game, let Charty know if you are interested, and we will post them somewhere if enough people are interested. Anyways, question number 2. What word is Japanese for empty orchestra? I don't know. Moving on to question number 3. On this day, in 1984, the Motion Picture Association of America, which recently changed their name to just the Motion Picture Association, so bonus fun fact for you. On this day in 1984, they introduced what rating? 30 seconds. Moving on to question number 4. South African President Nelson Mandela's personal stationery had what famous comic strip cat on it? Snoopy. No, Snoopy's not a cat. You have 30 seconds. And time for our 5th and final question of the round. The late, great Carl Reiner, who passed away yesterday, rest in peace, Carl, was the creator, producer, writer, and an actor on what show which was named for and starred one of his closest friends? You have 30 seconds, and I'll have more fun facts about this when we go to the answers. And that is it for our toss-up round, which means it's time for our Hail Mary. It's worth 50% of your current score if you get it right. If you get it wrong, it's not worth anything. So try your best. There is no penalty for guessing because this is the SAT. Because July 4th is coming up in a brief number of days, 3 days. I've been told it's July 1st currently. Anyways, the Star-Spangled Banner was created from a poem written by Francis Scott Key as he watched the bombardment of what American fort as it defended Baltimore Harbor? You have 30 seconds. Give it the old college try. And would you look at that? The time is up. The Hail Mary question is over. And now it's time to go to a quick break. When we come back, I'll be here. Will you? I sure hope so. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the answers, and we'll reveal the winner of this week's edition of Fast Facts Live. So stay right there, folks. Hello again, everyone. It's me, the old neighborhood Dan. That's literally what it says on my birth certificate. My first name is The, my middle name is Old Neighborhood, and my last name is Dan. Every other name that I've given is a show. I was told to say more funny things, Tom.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Sorry, our social media manager texted me and said, say more funny things. I don't have enough clips to use. To which I responded, everything I say is gold. And they said, meh, which hurts. Anyways, I quit. I'm done with this. Now let's go into the answers for round 5. Toss up. What is a group of pandas called? It's an embarrassment. That's honestly it. A group of pandas. Did anyone get that one right, Charty? People did? Ugh. Maybe that's the embarrassment. Why do you know that? That hurts. Number 2, what word is Japanese for empty orchestra? My guess was panda, but no, it is karaoke. I wonder what that word means. Empty orchestra. Question number 3, on this day in 1984, the Motion Picture Association of America introduced which rating? No, it was not the NC-17 rating. It was not the X rating, baby. No, it was PG-13, unfortunately. Number 4, South African President Nelson Mandela's personal stationery had what famous comic strip cat on it? Dilbert. No. Garfield. The Dilbert of the Sea. And number 5, the late, great Carl Reiner was the creator, producer, writer, and an actor on what show named for one of his closest friends who also starred in it, and that was The Dick Van Dyke Show. And I promised you earlier I had some more fun facts about The Dick Van Dyke Show, and I do. So the show ran for 5 seasons, and they had offered to continue going, but only if they moved to color. But then Carl Reiner was like, no, that's too expensive. So they just ended the show. And the show was also based on Carl Reiner's time as a writer on Your Show of Shows, where he shared the writer's room with the likes of Mel Brooks and other incredibly talented and funny writers. And yeah, good show. Great writer. Rest in peace, Carl. Hope you're enjoying all those Pink's hot dogs that you loved so much. Anyways, let's go to our Hail Mary question, which was the Star-Spangled Banner was created from a poem written by Francis Scott Key as he watched the bombardment of what American fort as it defended Pearl Harbor. If the Star-Spangled Banner were written today and it was about the defense of a fort, it would be called Fortnite.
You just said Pearl Harbor, not Baltimore.
Did I say Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
Well, Francis Scott Key traveled in time to Pearl Harbor. No, the answer is Fort McHenry, not Fort Henry. That is in Tennessee. Fort McHenry, that is in Baltimore. Still standing, despite the bombardment. Did it survive? Or did they rebuild it?
The flag was still there, Dan.
Oh,
It's now in the Smithsonian. It's very cool to see. Check in.
say, can you see? By the dawn's early light?
Move on.
Francis Scott Key, when you wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, did you realize how hard it would be to sing? You do a full octave. More like Francis Scott off-key. Thank you. Again, thank you. And guess what? We do not have an out-and-out winner. We're going to give you a score update right now. I dropped the keyboard. And I think I turned off the keyboard. No, we do not have an out-and-out winner, but I will give you a score update right now before we get to our... I'm just going to leave it there, okay? Before we get to our tiebreaker, let's go through the score. In last place, we have Gam Pops. Thank you for watching. In 11th place, we have Tom's Biggest Fan with 11 points. In 10th place, with 13 points, we have the Monoquanauts. In 8th place, we have OK Go and Charty's Lovers, both with 20 points. In 7th place, we have Drywaller Danny has 4 kids and is a good dad, which is a very specific reference to a cameo that we got from my father for Father's Day that we got a week late. In 6th place, we have the Right Winks with 24 points. In 5th place, we have Quiz Cats with 25 points. In 4th place, we have Doug coming in strong with 26 points. 3rd place, we have the Slovenian national surf team. And tied for first place, which means that we do have to do a tiebreaker question, we have Corey Hart is my favorite brewer of all time, psych, and Super Size Me, the video game. So, for those two teams, how the tiebreaker works, we only ask you two to send in the answers. Nobody else send in answers. If you send in answers, we will be upset. We will be sad. We will be angry. We will personally call you out and put you in detention next week. Probably. I don't know. Can we put people in detention?
No, but we have a dungeon.
Yeah, we do have a dungeon. The basement of our building is creepy. So only Super Size Me the video game and Corey Hart is my favorite Brewers player of all time. Psych. Send in your answers to this question. And the way that it works is it is one answer and it is a number answer, so it's closest without going over, like Price is Right rules. And that question is, what year was the bombardment of Fort McHenry? Closest without going over. Get in your answers as you can, as quick as you can. If it's a tie, tie goes to the winner, the first one there. If you both get it, if you both send it in the same answer, whoever gets it in first wins. So send in your answers now. Charty will give me the go-ahead when we're ready. Yes.
Nobody can hear you, so you're just answering to
Tom said it's like the tie goes to the runner. Speaking of the runner, baseball is coming back soon. I saw a picture of the Cubs doing batting practice at Wrigley Field, and that was great. I also saw a picture of former Cubs player Dexter Fowler, who's currently on the St. Louis Cardinals. He tweeted, "Can't wait to get back to baseball and the best pizza in the world," which he says is in St. Louis.
Yeah, that's right.
No, that's just... I don't say it's in Chicago. The best pizza in the world is not in... Okay, Charty is giving a celebratory wing wave. Okay. Well, they're holding up their talon. The best pizza's in New York. It's not St. Louis. Should I refresh? Thank you, Charty. Let's see. Do we have a winner? I hit refresh, and then I hit this button, and it is not refreshed. Okay. Here we go. And now I hit refresh again, and it's still not there. This is exciting television, isn't it? I hope you're all still watching. Okay, Charty just clapped, and it's still... Just mouth to me what it is. Okay, here we go. The answer to this question is... What year was the bombardment of Fort McHenry? That was 1814. And the winner of this week's edition of Fast Facts Live is Super Size Me, the video game. And they answered 1814 right on the dot. So congratulations to Super Size Me, the video game. You win. Good for you. I think this is your second time winning. You were also formerly known as the Ronoids. So congrats on your repeat win. We will send you a certificate of champiosity if I ever get around to making them. There's a little bit of a backlog because I'm lazy and forget about it. Also, if you're still around, if you would like us to post the posters that we had for our movie round, tell Charty, let us know, because if we get enough responses, we will post them all out on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you get your Fast Facts Live. Thank you all for playing. If you enjoy it, tell your friends, tell your family, have them play along. It's always fun to have new blood shot into the game. Thank you to Tom for producing and being the reason the show runs.
You're welcome.
He said you're welcome if you couldn't hear. Thank you to Charty for keeping score and cackling and cacawing when necessary. Thank you to you all for playing. Yes, so we have a special game of Fast Facts Live coming up, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, July 12th. We will be doing... There's another slide. Fast Facts Sports next Sunday, July 12th at 9/8 Central. It is entirely sports. And we are asking you right now, in addition to telling Charty that you would like the posters or not, We are considering having this be a supersized version of a show where we do 10 rounds instead of 5. So if you're interested, 5 rounds of 10 questions instead of 5 rounds of 5 questions. If you're interested in doing that, let Charty know or tell us on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. We'll be interested because we can come up with 50 questions. That's no problem. We're going to have an entire round just about Bret Hart. He's a sports entertainer, which means it's sports. So yes, not this Sunday, not the 5th, but the 12th, we will be doing Fast Facts Live Sports. Charty just nodded. What? Charty was trying to mouth something to me and went, Noglog is the worst. Corn dog? I heard corn dog. Anyways, I'll figure out what this says later. What this says. Thank you all for playing. We'll be back next week with another edition of Fast Facts Live. Everybody stay safe, stay positive. If you can give to causes that need your help, do so because, you know, people are sick. People are losing out money. People need rent money, food money, justice money. They need money. Give money if you can, or donate your time, or whatever you can do. Just help people. Be a good person. And we'll be back next week with another edition of Fast Facts Live. Bye-bye.